SMU football is looking to turn their 2-2 record into a winning one in the first ACC game of the year.
Conference play is starting up in other sports on the Hilltop too. Head volleyball coach Sam Erger on how the ACC has changed the program in the past year. I'm Dean Rolski.
And I'm Sydney Scholes, and this is Press Pass. Like we said, conference play is starting up, so to set the stage, we're going to take a look at a few ACC teams and what you can expect to see out of them when they play SMU this year, home and away. First, to start with Clemson, the Clemson Tigers looked promising going into the season, ranked 4 in the preseason AP poll, but the season hasn't looked too hot so far. After the first 4 games, they've already lost 3, putting their record at 1-3. That starts a historically bad start under head coach Dabo Swinney. His Clemson Tigers have not opened 1-3 at the beginning of the season ever. SMU will head to Death Valley on October 18th to play the Tigers. It'll be an interesting rematch after that ACC championship game we saw last December.
Now, is Miami finally legit? After bringing in quarterback Carson Beck from Georgia and defensive coordinator Corey Heatherman from Minnesota, fans in Coral Gables certainly believe so. The Hurricanes have started the year 4-0, picking up quality home wins over Notre Dame and Florida, and are ranked 3rd in the latest version of the AP poll. Miami has a big matchup this week as the Hurricanes make the short trip up north to Tallahassee to take on the Florida State Seminoles in a ranked ACC matchup. Carson Beck and company will come to Dallas for homecoming on November 1st. When the Hurricanes make the trip to the Hilltop, it will be their first time leaving the state of Florida all season. As it stands, Miami is currently the clear-cut favorite to win the ACC.
Yeah, if I were them, I probably wouldn't be leaving Miami too often either. Cal is one of those teams that could have potential this season, kind of. Currently, they're 4-1 overall and 1-0 in ACC play. They sit at rank 10 in the ACC standings, but they won't be playing all of the heavyweights in the conference this year, missing games against Clemson, Georgia Tech, and FSU. Their passing attack is looking legit, and that could help them pull off some upsets, but their defense doesn't look like it would hold, especially against an athlete like Kevin Jennings and the Mustang offense. They'll take on SMU at the end of November.
And finally, one team that has caught many by surprise this season is the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Led by head coach Brent Key, the Yellow Jackets pride themselves on being the more physical team, which is exactly what they have been in every game so far this season. Georgia Tech is currently 4-0 with quality wins against Colorado, Clemson, and an overtime win against Wake Forest last week. With experienced quarterback Haynes King taking charge of the offense, there is no reason the Yellow Jackets couldn't end up in Charlotte for the ACC championship game in December. Keep an eye on the team from Atlanta as ACC play progresses.
If you look out on Dallas Hall Lawn, you'll see that the tents are already going up in preparation for Parents Weekend, and that sold out first ACC game against Syracuse.
Yep, and we've gone ahead and put together some key things to look at for the game against Syracuse coming up. The Orange lost to Duke at home last week 38-3, falling to 3-2 on the season. The Blue Devils found success on offense as quarterback Darian Mensah threw for over 250 yards, and the Duke offense ran for over 230. The Blue Devils also contained young quarterback Ricky Collins, who made his first career start at Syracuse following the season-ending injury to Steve Angeli. Collins will now come to Dallas with a game under his belt and hungrier than ever. That said, SMU can follow a similar formula to Duke to win the game. TJ Harden should be licking his lips seeing the success Duke had running the football. And on the flip side, the SMU defense will look to force turnovers and create negative plays against a growing Syracuse offense.
For sure. We went into depth on SMU's roster at the beginning of the season, but there have been some changes since that first game. You may have questions about guys like Jordan Hudson that popped into that last game at TCU, or maybe some of the big names on defense that we haven't seen in some time. Let's go through a little injury update on the Mustangs before this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan Hudson will be back on the field this week after fighting through pain to play against TCU, which is a big deal for the wide receiver room. Now, Kevin Jennings also used the bye week to rest up and let his ankle recover after he re-aggravated his ankle injury against the Horned Frogs. Linebackers Alexander Kilgore and Zakai Barker are set to officially return to the starting lineup together this week for the first time since the start of the season. So overall, a pretty positive injury report for Mustangs heading into ACC play. After the break, we'll talk to Alexander Kilgore and get a look into how the defense is preparing for Syracuse.
Yep, and we also have a little bit of rumors that have been flowing around SMU and other places about the possibility of Coach Rhett Lashlee after that weekend game in Arkansas.
America, a place where distance is measured in acres, not blocks. There are fewer classrooms here, fewer libraries, fewer opportunities to get ahead, like in the sprawling Mississippi Delta, where a third of all children live in poverty, or the rugged mesas of New Mexico, where some kids ride the school bus an hour each way. Save the Children goes off the beaten path.
Well, it was just like sometimes it's going too fast, and then like when it's going too fast, then it goes back up, and then we're further down.
Millions of kids from thriving.
It's all good.
From our roots in
It's okay, we're just rolling with the
helping
punches.
families
So you're
hit
doing-
hard
you're doing-
by the Great Depression to today. We provide early learning so children start school strong. Help students reach their math and reading milestones. Work with parents, teachers, local leaders, and healthcare professionals united by a single goal: to awaken every child's potential. Because education changes everything. Learn more.
The SMU women's volleyball coach is gearing up for another season in the ACC. We have a little on her, her team, and what she's looking for out of her players in this second season in the ACC.
Hi, my name is Sam Erger. I'm the head coach for volleyball at SMU. I've been coaching since I graduated college. I played volleyball at the Division I level at Bowling Green, and when the time was right, SMU opened up, and I thought it was the perfect job to build a powerhouse in Dallas. This is my second season in the ACC. The day that we were announced into the ACC, I was surprised by it. We were actually on the road playing Florida State, a future ACC foe, and I woke up that morning in the hotel with my phone just blowing up, like, you guys are joining the ACC, this is crazy. And then that night we swept Florida State. The best athletes want to play at the highest level, so that would have been something we always had to hurdle were we not in a power conference. We no longer have to hurdle that, so that's probably the biggest boost, is just being able to play on the national stage. Whatever my team is capable of, I want to take them to the heights of their capabilities. It was a very successful first season in the power conference, a breakout season, if you will. We just leave no stone unturned. If you're leaving no stone unturned, you're giving yourself a great chance to have a competitive advantage over any kind of opponent. It's not just volleyball. I think just all those little things, they stack up. We had the #1 ranked portal recruiting class this past year after losing all those seniors. And so that is the challenge this year, is getting a very talented but all new team molding together. And our biggest goal right now with this team is just to grow and be our best in November and December. We're 8-3 on the season right now, and we're just starting ACC play. So I think we really want to push for the first Sweet 16 berth that SMU's ever had. Games are fun, come on out. Games are really fun, they're exciting, high-level athletics. The girls are fun, and we're playing big-time opponents. You will have a lot of fun.
Yep, Coach Erger and her team will take on ACC opponent Georgia Tech on Friday. And like she said, it's a big time. So stop by Moody Coliseum to watch the game yourself.
So volleyball's got a big game, football does as well, and so as SMU gears up for the start of ACC play, linebacker Alexander Kilgore joined the show to preview this week's matchup. The junior linebacker emerged as a key contributor on defense a season ago and is looking to burst onto the national scene in conference play this year. Listen in as Kilgore takes us behind the scenes on his recovery from his early season injury and how the Mustang defense is preparing for Syracuse quarterback Ricky Collins. All right, happy to be joined now by starting SMU linebacker Alexander Kilgore. Let's jump right into it. You know, you got banged up in the first game of the season early on, but this bye week comes. It seems like at a great time heading into ACC play. How has it helped you physically as you get ready for now a nice run of games?
It's been great for me physically, not only for me, but for the team. Anybody who else is banged up, we can go into the training room, get treatment, stay and live in the training room, and it's really came at a perfect time for us as a whole team.
And I know maybe the world doesn't know your name yet, but SMU fans know what you can produce on the field. What have you learned about yourself as a teammate and a leader off the field as you've been dealing with this injury?
There's more ways you can lead. It doesn't only have to be on the field. It can be off the field, on the sideline, helping Coach Ori make adjustments on the sideline, and just helping everybody else as a whole. If they want to come to me and ask me a question, or they ask me what I saw on a certain play, I can give them my perspective on what they should do if they need to do anything with their alignment or what technique I think they should use. And it's just been an amazing opportunity for me to watch those guys grow and just take an opportunity. And I love seeing them go out there and play like I really do.
Now we'll look forward to the beginning of ACC play. Syracuse comes to town this weekend. A couple of weeks ago, their starting quarterback, Steve Angeli, goes down and Ricky Collins comes in. What is that process like as you're trying to study and watch film against Syracuse, against a quarterback who there's not a lot of film on him?
Mm-hmm. You're watching Syracuse kind of base plays just to see what they kind of install on their day one plays. He has some film against when he played at LSU. He transferred from LSU. And so when he got in, he took the opportunities at LSU, and you can see he has a lot of potential. He has a lot of talent, really fast, small guy, and he's very quick. People say like lightning in a bottle, and the dude's lightning in a bottle, and he's going to be a challenge for us coming down in Dallas and forward, and we're excited for the challenge.
Don't want to take up too much of your time. Looking forward to the game.
Yes,
this
I
Saturday.
appreciate
it. Phil Gore for joining the show. Very excited to see him back on the field this week.
For sure. This week on ICYMI, we're going to take a look at those rumors that have been floating around about head coach Rhett Lashlee and that head coaching position at Arkansas.
Yep, that's something we actually hopped on the phone about this weekend.
Yeah, pretty funny. Let's break it down. Arkansas recently fired head coach Sam Pittman after that big loss to Notre Dame over the weekend. With the open spot, Lashlee was naturally surfaced as one of the possible replacements, given Arkansas is his alma mater. Lashlee responded to the ongoing talk about his name being in the mix for Arkansas's head coaching position in this press conference.
I'm happy. I've got a great job. I think when your name gets linked to jobs, it means your team has done well, the program has done well. So it's a compliment to what our staff and administration and players have built over the last 3+ years. 14. And then a lot of times there's obvious connections. I mean, if it's your alma mater, it's easy to link names. But I haven't given it any thought because there hasn't been anything to give thought to.
I was in Arkansas for that last game for Pittman, and Lashlee was a big talk of conversation from those Arkansas fans around me, but I'm definitely feeling a lot more relieved after watching that press conference.
Yep, Coach Lashlee doesn't look like he's going anywhere anytime soon for now. Still looking to grow this SMU program in the ACC and make a name for himself here in Dallas.
That's all we have for you this week on Press Pass.
We'll be back next week with more sports on the Hilltop and a look at the first ACC game of the season.
Yep, have a great rest of your week, and be sure to go cheer on the Mustangs on Saturday at Ford Stadium. Pony up.